It started with a whisper that burned louder than any argument. Your masculinity is toxic. Those words hit me like a punch I didn't see coming. My wife, Sarah, said them casually, over breakfast, like she was commenting on the weather. I froze, fork halfway to my mouth, staring at her as if she'd suddenly grown another face. What? I asked slowly, trying to make sense of it. She didn't flinch. You know, your masculinity. The way you lead, the way you speak, the way you expect things to be done. It's toxic, Mark. And I can't live like this anymore. I laughed, not because I found it funny, but because my mind refused to process the audacity. Toxic. I repeated. So what, I'm supposed to just disappear? Change everything I am? Become someone else? Yes, she said plainly. I need you to evolve. To be better. To be the man I want you to be. I spent that day thinking. And the next. And the next. I stopped arguing. I stopped fighting. I became the man she demanded, the evolved man. I read the books she suggested. I meditated. I softened my voice. I never raised it. I listened more. I apologized constantly. I bent over backward to remove any hint of the toxic masculinity she hated. And slowly, life started to crumble around me. I worked longer hours to support the household she wanted, while never voicing my opinions, never asserting myself. My friends drifted away because I was no longer the person they knew, polite, agreeable, quiet. My hobbies, the things that made me me, disappeared. All my energy went into shaping myself into the man she demanded. One evening, she looked at me across the table, smiled faintly, and said, "Much better. You're finally okay." I nodded, forcing a smile. Inside, something ached. I was present, yes, but absent at the same time, a hollow shell of the man I used to be. Then reality hit like a storm. Our finances were in shambles because I'd been too passive to set limits on spending. Our friends barely spoke to us because I never led social plans or defended our boundaries. Even at work, my hesitation, my overaccommodation, made me lose opportunities. Every corner of my life was unraveling, and yet she kept nodding, satisfied, as if the collapse didn't exist. One night, I finally confronted her. "Sarah, do you see what's happening? Everything is falling apart. I've become the man you wanted, but at what cost?" She shrugged, almost bored. "Maybe that's the point," she said. "Maybe you needed to see what your toxicity was doing. You see, you've changed. You're evolved." I stared at her, realizing then that I had lost not just my life, but myself. I had given her what she wanted, the compliant, evolved, non-toxic version of me, and in doing so, I lost my marriage, my identity, and my peace. The irony was brutal. I had been accused of toxicity, and in my attempt to erase it, I created a different kind of disaster. Life didn't reward my obedience, it punished it. Weeks later, I moved out. I took nothing with me but a few essentials and the clarity that had finally returned. She texted, upset, confused. I didn't reply. I had learned the hard way that bending to someone else's ideals at the expense of your own soul only leads to ruin. I'm rebuilding now, slowly, painfully, but authentically. The man I am today isn't the one she wanted, and that's okay. I've learned that evolving isn't about someone else's demands. It's about growing without losing yourself. Sarah called my masculinity toxic. I became the evolved man she demanded. And life collapsed. But in the wreckage, I found something else, myself.